So you might want to turn them off. Your microphone is on. You might want to turn it off. Okay. Good morning and welcome to the October, what date is this? October 2nd, 2010 Board of Selectmen's meeting. We're here this morning primarily to discuss warrant articles and vote on warrant articles. So we have before us, we have here a couple of groups. I know where the CPC folks are here and the Charter Review folks are here. Are there any other petitioners present? Okay, yes. Would you like, you have a single article on the warrant. How about if we indulge this gentleman, and because I know the rest of us are probably going to be here for quite some time. Would you like to come forward, sir? Identify yourself for the record, please.
Good morning. My name is Rich Serkey, and I'm here with respect to Article 89, but I didn't want to be taken out of turn. I'm more than happy to wait.
It's not a problem.
Just take the opportunity to go out of turn.
89 is a formidable number for warrant articles. Article 89 is an article that would seek authorization from the town meeting for the discontinuance and abandonment of Garage Street. Garage Street was laid out as a townway by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts in the late 1960s when Cranberry Highway was realigned. It connects the former Lou Avenue, now Rosebrook Way, with Cranberry Highway. The 80 Makepeace Company owns all of the land on both sides of Garage Street at this point, and there are no other parties in interest whose property is accessed by Garage Street. And in the event that the town were to discontinue and abandon Garage Street, and if the appraisal of Garage Street were less than $25,000, then the selectmen would be authorized to convey the property to the 80 Makepeace Company if it saw fit. And the purpose of doing all of the foregoing would be to create greater flexibility in the eventual design of Rosebrook Place, which is the projected commercial development to be constructed on that corner. It would restore the land that's now the street to the tax rolls and so forth. So that's the end of my speech.
Thank you. Does anybody on the board have any questions for Mr. Serkey? Mr. Andrews, I understand that we have to have the property appraised. Is this our responsibility financially?
It is the applicant's responsibility.
And we're in the process of doing that.
Okay.
And the consequence of the appraisal will be whether or not the obligations of Chapter 30B afterwards have to be complied with or whether it's exempt. But we're in the process of doing that appraisal. And we'll share it, of course, with you when it's done.
Okay, well, thank you very much. If no one has any questions for you, I think we'll delay voting on this until we know what the value of the property is, if that's okay with the board. And we have to make a recommendation for town meeting is what
we will forward it to you just as soon as we get it, and I'll put the bug in the ear of the appraiser that yesterday would be better than tomorrow.
That would be great. Thank you. I know that we had issues with a similar type property taking several years ago over in East Wareham at Atlantic Boat Property, and would certainly like to make sure that we follow the process properly and
Absolutely.
Not run into any of those issues again.
I'll get that to you. And again, thank you for taking me out of order.
No problem. Okay, I think what we'll do is have the CPC folks come up first, and since they are numerically ahead of the Charter Review articles.
Good
Thank you,
morning.
ladies. Would you identify yourself for the record, please?
Okay. Sandy, you want to start?
Sandy Slavin, Sherby Worthen,
Nancy Miller.
Angie Dunham.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for getting up so early in the morning. Would you like to start with Article 10?
Okay. Sandy, you want to talk about that?
Article 10 is just a housekeeping to take the words bond request out of the books. The particular project was funded by cash on hand,
Same.
and the same with the next one if you want to take a look at 10 and 11 at the same time.
So both of those projects were funded with cash. You never bonded them.
Correct.
Thank you. Article 12. We'll listen to all the articles first, and then we'll take our votes. That's all right with the board.
Article 12,
I'm sorry? She's on her way. She had to bring her daughter to Girl Scouts. She should be here any minute, so we'll wait for her to vote.
Same token, Jane, as we did Tuesday night with Carol, wasn't here. We'll listen to the articles and when it comes, we can just go down. Is that okay?
Exactly. I'm sure that will work out fine. Thank you, Steve. Article 12.
Article 12 is the payment of our two bond payments, $7,623 for the Bryant Farm coming out of our open space reserve. We have a total debt of $106,928 for the debt for Tremont Nail, $87,528 coming out of the reserve fund, and $19,400 coming out of our unallocated preservation fund. It's just the payment of the two debts, to do bond payments that we ask for every year. Now, associated with this, we're going to ask that Article 13 comes first. Article 13 is a request to set aside the additional 10% in each one of our reserves. That set aside of 10% is then used in Article 12 for the historical preservation reserve for the Tremont Nail. Did that make sense?
Yes, in other words, you need the money
I need
to
the
set
money out
aside
of
in Article
13 to
13.
complete the payment that we're
In
taking
Article
out of
12.
12.
Yeah, I wrote the articles backwards, so we need to put the money in before we can take it out. And I
Because
won't
we
do
had-
that again.
We had put 500, we had put 50,000, I believe, in the Springtown meeting in each one of the reserves, and now we're putting an additional 27,500, 27,350, because we have estimates that allow us, indicate we have a little bit more money available than we thought in the spring.
Okay, and these estimates are
These
reliable?
Well, the estimates are coming from the Treasurer Department and the Accounting Department, the Treasurer Department here for the 3%. We were advised to use at a, what was the percentage for the state? 30%? I think 30% for the state funds, taking 30% of the 3% from the town. And we'll be using those estimates.
So we're being very conservative this year.
Very
very
much so,
conservative.
very much so.
Now, what will happen, we will have the state funds for FY11 will be announced October 15th.
So if there's any changes, we have time to address the,
If we have to take it down, it's my understanding I cannot increase my reserve on town floor. But I
right?
can take it down if the estimates come, if the actual coming in from the state is lower than what we've estimated.
Does anybody have any questions on this on these two articles? Pretty much housekeeping. Okay, thank you. Article 14.
Article 14 is Phase 1 of a project we're calling the Wee Wee Antic Corridor Project, and this is to help with the acquisition of, let me see how many acres here. There's 30 acres on one parcel, 17 on another, so there's a total of 49.5